that we need to identify what points? You tell me.
The like.
Okay, one of them would be the y-axis intercept. I need to find that. Now, so I need to find
The x-intercepts.
x-axis intercepts, if they exist. David.
The vertex.
The vertex. Yeah,
Concave upward.
yeah. Anything else we could add?
The line of symmetry.
The axis of symmetry. Now, the axis of symmetry might actually just help you with where the vertex is, right? Now, I am going to go through, remember your assessment coming up is the most efficient method for finding these things. So I am going to go through it. So my y-axis intercept is 0, -16. How do I know that?
Because the C value.
C that. Good. That's it. No more thinking necessary. The x-axis intercepts. Well, I'm going to try factorization. I could do the quadratic formula. I've seen someone do it, and I think the right answers were arrived at with the quadratic formula. But I'm going to factorize because I've said to do that. So I'm going to factorize it. I can see there's a common factor of 2. That will help me. X squared plus 2x minus 8. I'm then going to look at that and say what two numbers multiply to make 8 and add to make 2. Well, that would be 4 times 2. And if I have a -2 and a +4, that would give me a -8. And then 4 add -2 gives me +2. So that would make just this bit in the brackets x plus 4, x minus 2, with a 2 out there, right? Now if I'm going to solve it, I need to make it equal to
0.
0. That's what we've just been working on. Now the null factor law is used. This 2 has no impact on it. So my solutions are when x plus 4 equals 0, which means x equals -4. And when x minus 2 equals 0, which means x equals +2. So my x-axis intercepts are -4, 0 and +2, 0. Notice I'm not sketching yet, I'm just finding all these points. The vertex. So lots of people do vertex form. Absolutely no problem, but I'm going to use -b over 2a. So that's -4 over 2 times 2. Because that's the b, that's the a. That gives me -4 over 4, which is x equals -1. Okay, so that's also my axis of symmetry, x equals -1. But what's the y coordinate of the vertex? Well, I'm just going to put it into here. Y equals 2 times -1 squared plus 4 times -1 minus 16. That's 2 times 1 is 2 minus 4 minus 16. Well, that turns out to be -18. Okay, so some of you have done vertex form, and actually I think you confirmed that the vertex is at -1, -18. Okay. So vertex form should have done. I'm not going to do it because if you've chosen to do that for your method, right? That's how I would do it. Do you think that's an efficient enough way to do it?
Yes.
Yeah. Concave up, concave down. Well, it's
Concave up.
positive A, so it's a concave up. All right. Now I've got all of that information.
You can.
Notice the grid on my paper. Okay. I am going to draw my set of axes in such a way using the information that I have. Now, I know my axis intercepts. Well, I've got to go down to 16 actually as far as negative 18, and I've got to cross at negative 4 and positive 2. Okay, so I'm actually going to have mine up here, and it's a sketch, so I don't have to be too worried about it, but because I've noticed the lines on the lines, okay, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, maybe negative 4 there, positive 2, 1, 2, I'm just going to do roughly call that negative 16, maybe down here negative 18. My negative 1 would be there, so I'm going to actually start by putting my axis of symmetry, because that means my vertex is there. That's my y-axis intercept. These are my x-axis intercepts, and now I can sketch my curve. Okay? Obviously, we're not doing that. We have to try as best we can to do one line. This is going to come down to a nice smooth curve. Up. And that's not too, because I'm stood at an angle as well. That is not great, but you can do it much easier with a pencil. There you go, that's my sketch. How many of yours look like that? Roughly. Roughly.